Hello. Welcome back to Thief 3. Thieves Rising 2. Speaking of thieving, we need to go disguise ourselves like a thief. To do that, we're gonna knock this guy out and steal his clothes. Ah, wuss. Here, have your candlestick back. Supposedly he has some clothes that look like Garrett's clothes. So now we gotta find that. Oh, you got a nice candlestick. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna name it Money. Because if I named it George, then I have to keep it and pet it and stroke it. And I don't want to do that. It's gold. I want to sell it. House isn't that bad, dude. Honestly. My first work was as a blacksmith's apprentice working in the foundry beneath the Hamright Chapel here in Care. The hours were long, but I learned much during my tenure. Not tenor. Much during my, or rather, over the time honing my blacksmithing skills. I'm sorry, these commas are really messing me up. A few years into the job, the water pumps became clogged with silt, and I, along with 2 other men, were burdened with draining the wells and digging out the mud so that the water could flow again. A few days in, we struck rock and knew that the task was almost complete, but then when my shovel struck against it, there was an eerie hollowness to it. We cleared the areas, dislodged some bricks which had strange markings on. Beyond was a small, now flooded chamber, which contained several sarcophaguses engraved with runes of which we'd never seen the likes. Our curiosity got the better of us, and we hauled one up out of the well and prized open the lid to reveal the remains of whoever had been buried here. Then there was this almighty ear-piercing screech from all around us, and the remains began to shift around in the sarcophagus, which was accompanied by... Fuck, it's haunted. This swirling black mass that was growing in size. Panic-stricken, we shoved the sarcophagus back down into the well, sealed the grate, and restored the flow of water to the pumps. Nothing more sinister occurred that day, but I had been so unnerved, where the hell was I going with that? That I couldn't return to my job in the Hamright Chapel and have never been back to this day. Crap. It's haunted! It's flippin' haunted. Of all things, it's haunted! No, I want to open the... There. I look famous.
This should do the trick, and a great fit too.
It's like I was born to wear it. Or my model was modeled to wear it. Yeah, nothing else in here. Alright, well now that I have this, the guard won't know who I am, right? Right? Alright. Access the foundry, the haunted foundry. Alright. Seems like everything is still the same. Will it make it so that the dark is actually dark? Because that'd be nice. Alright, so what? I just make my way back?
There. Something over there.
Whatever you're selling, I ain't buying.
Hey, hi, ma'am. How you doing? You mind getting yourself out in the face? That'd be great. There's nothing there, obviously, dude. Come on. A bat?
Sometimes happens this time of year.
Yes, sometimes the bats are around. And are batty.
When is this shift over anyway? Seems like I've been here 100 years.
I'm sure that's the exact actual time you've been here. 100 years. Alright. I don't have anything money-wise. Would you?
Thought I saw...
Nothing. You saw nothing. Shut up and get out of my way.
Nothing. I didn't
See?
see anything.
You even agree with me. Go on. Get. I will knock you out. You know this, right? These guards are knocked out. Hey, what's this? Savile Row Apartments. Cool. Why did I run around the corner like that? Listen, somebody else. See, there's nobody here. What are you talking about?
Can't have just vanished.
Can indeed. There's nothing here, man. Uh-oh. We got normal folks out in mass.
Dead. Poor sucker. At least it's not me. He's dead. Kind of a handsome thing. Christ.
He dead too. Dead, and dead. I mean, when you walk on his head, he very well may be dead.
Dead. At least it's not us, though, huh?
Wow. At least it's not me. I mean, if it's not me, I don't really care, per se.
I'm going to find you anyway, so why not just come out?
Because I don't want to. Those are some big rivets.
I know you're there.
You don't know shit.
Very careful when I find you.
You don't know shit about shit. Just because you found a dead body doesn't mean a suspicious person looking in the shadows poorly like me. They can't speak like me.
Not here. Probably off having an ale by now.
Yep, that's me.
Better check, just in case.
What's going on over there?
Who's there? Open, buddy.
If it's one of them big beetles, I'm gonna squash it real good. It's nothing. Just my nerves, I guess. Been kind of off all day.
You're in for it.
Ow!
Hey, don't run. I was just getting started.
So is there anything over here or am I wasting my time?
Nowhere to run now.
Gotcha. Now you've
No,
had it.
literally just here. Alright, if you guys want to still be hostile to me, that means I'm going to be knocking everybody out. Everybody. Y'all going down. Come on. I want to see what the city has. Take it for myself.
Dead. I'm not gonna cry about it.
And yet you're worried about it for some reason. Dad? Oh no! Yeah, he doesn't seem like he cares.
Don't come out. I wanna find you. It's part of the fun.
Is it? Is it
Be in
really?
such a hurry to get killed.
I don't think it's part of the fun. Seeing as how you never find me in the end. Boop. Hey, it's Baldy! Hi, Baldy! How you doing?
He's been killed.
He hasn't been killed. God! Unless he has a very, very soft head, he's fine. He's absolutely fine. Yep. You boys drunk?
I I
What?
found him.
You're
Let's
just
take
over here
this
drunk,
town
and
for a
now you're not
listen.
drunk and trying to stab me in the face? That's not fair. I don't see why he would care, but it seems like everybody wants my dad now. Come with me. Come with me. Add you to the pile. Pile to end all piles. Wait, someone just... I thought there was more over here. Maybe it's just I want more to be over here. Somebody saw something. Don't get surprised. You already done seen the bodies. I'm gonna add you to them.
Eddie.
That's not Eddie. I'm Eddie now. I mean, Garrett now. Just keep patrolling. I'll just keep knocking you guys out. I'm fine with it. Nothing new here. Don't worry about.
Heard something.
You did. It was me. Watch your sword. You're gonna fall on your sword. Gotcha. Saved your life. Don't worry. I saved your life. Intersection of death over here. They should be glad I'm not killing your asses. Come on, bud. Bonk. You get out of the light, please. Ooh, there's a flash bomb over there. I have to remember that after I knock this guy out. Seriously?
Wait, get back? Well, nothing. That's a relief.
You saw nothing, sir. You saw nothing. I don't know if he's on edge or what, so let's save just in case. And just in case, we'll knock him out. Or not. That's fine too. Goods Inn. Isn't Goods Inn like a small little store? Like a huge store now, or what? That was like over there, wasn't it? Like on the other side of the damn chapel. Gotcha. Boonk. Wanted to see if there was anything down there. I also wanted to knock you out. My mama said.
There!
Well, I guess now we'll find out if there's anything down there.
You! Where do you think you're going?
Let's get something to drink, damn. Alright, let's see if we can run around the back side of him. Okay, that worked. We're almost out of here. Will you let me in now?
Dost mine eyes deceive me, Garrett?
Nope.
Is that truly thou?
Nope.
I need to enter your chapel. I have important business with your
Quickly,
high priest.
please.
We are truly blessed with thine presence, Garrett.
Blessed?
By all means, do enter, but for security reasons, thou must leaveth thine tools here in this chest. Whilst
so
thou
this
art
doesn't want to take
inside, observe that red hammers above doorways indicates private chambers, and thou art prohibited from entering.
I kinda already
Heed
know
thee
that.
well, Garrett.
Sure, thank you.
There we go. Happy. Thank you. All right. All donations are greatly appreciated. Okay. How about I take the donations? The Hammerites are not trying to kill me. Truly, it is a blessed day. All donations greatly appreciated. I'm not going to take this. What are you talking about? Why would I take this? That would be horrible. That would make me a horrible person.
Thou wilt have no blessing from me.
Wow! You don't even know me! Father? Father? Well, what you reading there? Praise thee, Builder. Thou art watching over us. Hopefully you're just now starting to write that, because that's not much there. What do we got here? Communal wine and bread. Please help yourself. A fucking rock. Hi. How are you doing? Hi. You mind? Jeez. This place is gonna be big, isn't it? Alright, I can't go in here. I'm pretending to be a statue. How's my interpretation? It's good? It's good? Did I keep my lockpicks? That's the question. I did. And... Oh, hi. I'll come back later. Nobody in here. The Hammerite Chapel that stands before you now was once a highly productive metal factory, which was responsible for the manufacture of weapons, armor, and other such items for the Great War. Initially, it was worked by the Hammerites until the war was over, when there was no longer much use for it. With the rise of the Mechanist Order, they adopted the factory, which was used to fabricate parts for their security devices, which were then shipped across the continent. With the factory being fully manned and guarded 24 hours a day, every day, it created jobs and helped our great city's economy and our population thrive. One of the greatest achievements to come out of this boom was the construction of the Tower of Light, and of course the acquisition of the Disk of Light and Well-Being, which still stands to this day. After the Mechanists' subsequent fall from grace, the factory was abandoned and left disused for a number of years. Meanwhile, with the city's promise of healthy and prosperous life, thanks to the Tower of Light, the population of Care grew and diversified. This brought with it a very much welcomed and return to the Hammerites, who restored the lower levels of the factory to its former fully functioning glory. They removed any remnants of the Mechanists' failure and converted the ground floor of the factory into a Hammerite chapel, where they could worship their deity, the Master Builder. Oh, so this isn't a builder writing this. Oh well. The factory served once again as it had before the Great War in the manufacture of weapons and armor. But this servitude was brief, and once again the factory closed due to a lack of necessity. Some rumors were abound that suggested it was actually closed down due to a ghastly specter roaming the factory halls. A rumor the Hammerites are quick to dismiss. But whatever the reason, the factory remains closed to this very day. Yes, haunted. We know it's haunted. Well, here we go. This is how it's haunted. That wretched creature, thou doth dwell beneath us in the old foundry, hath been a source of much fear amongst us. Why hath the builder sent such an abhorrent, benevolent creature... Wait, benevolent? If it's benevolent, okay. Creature to pester us so. Doth he test us? How one face such a heathen of life without losing one's own? Such a heathen of life. It's weirdly worded. For now, shouldst it ever breach the gated doorways, the holy veil at the bottom of the stair doth deny its access to our chapel. But we must rally our brothers together and rid our grounds of this unholy inhabitant for good. I think some of those words mean something that you don't understand. Or maybe I'm just dumb, which is possible. Okay, these ones I can just go into. So, Veil of Light keeps it down there. Hemorite Apprentice Rules. While thou art an apprentice, thou shalt follow the rules of all apprentices, you think. Break thee any of the builder's rules, and thou art defying the master builder himself, and will thusly be smite down. Damn! Thou shalt pray thrice daily at a hammer obelisk. Thou shalt not enter rooms marked with a red hammer. Thou shalt unquestioningly perform thine duties. Thou shalt do all as commanded by another Hammerite. Thou shalt speak the builder's way at all times, see his builder's tongue for help with his language. Thou shalt not leave thine chapel until training has been accomplished. A little harsh, don't you think? Hi, how you doing? Sorry, was I reading too loud? The Shadow. Dear God. Okay, it's not too bad. I was gonna say, that's a little much. Is this the thing that's beneath us right now? The Shadow is an undead creature that originates from the restless soul of a person of religious status that was buried alive as punishment. It manifests itself as a black, lightless figure of its former human shape, with the only real distinguishable feature being its bright red eyes, which can illuminate nearby surfaces. Its black form reflects no light, which allows it to skulk about in the darkness, as if completely invisible, only revealing its presence when it breaches light. Its general motion is somewhat twitchy, with an uncontrollable jerking, but never without deft certainty. It can run swiftly when needed and is said to be able to outrun all but the most nimble of men. It has an especially acute hearing, which is able to discern natural ambient sounds from man-made noise, even at a significant distance, and uses this to hone in on its victims. A shadow is normally heard before it is seen due to its raspy, labored breathing, which, of course, is only a throwback to when it was alive, as it doesn't really need to breathe. As it wanders about in its ethereal feet, sodden wet sounds as they... its ethereal feet make sodden wet sounds as they contact surface. Helps if I actually read the commas. But it is when it becomes aware of a potential victim that it becomes all too obvious. As it begins to screech continuously, Jesus Christ, I am not doing good today, I am sorry, until it catches its prey or loses sight of it. The screech is so shrill and piercing that it can cause disorientation, confusion, and anxiety, which make attaining its prey all the more easier. The Shadow's existence is solely for the purpose of revenge against those who committed it to the grave, alive, and it will never rest until it has succeeded. But it does not know who or what was responsible, and thus treats every living being as its perpetrator. When it catches a victim, it screeches loudly and leeches the victim's living soul within the blink of an eye, consuming it and leaving behind only a shriveled, dry remnants of the victim's former self. When a shadow loses sight of its prey, it begins to search momentarily before seemingly giving up and moving off to another location, where it resumes its search. A shadow will continue to do this for its entire existence. A shadow is unaffected by the likes of holy water and the usual means of dispatching other types of undead creatures. However, when faced with a holy veil, a shadow is unable to penetrate it like a physical barrier. When faced with a shadow, there is only one thing you should do: run, and if necessary, hide. And if you must hide, use hard cover and hope it seeks you not where you cower, for that will be your undoing. Damn, you're reading some horror stories there, bud. Hi. I didn't go in those rooms down there. I swears it. Sir, how are you? Don't mind me, I'm just gonna try to read over your shoulder here. Oh, dear God. Many moons ago, the land was ruled by a ruthless king who had many wives, all of whom lived in fear of their husband. After a chance meeting, the king's favorite wife became infatuated with one of the high priests, and a romance blossomed, always meeting in secret. They knew that if the king found out about them, they would both be put to the sword, and the only way they could truly be together was to escape these lands. Wow, my tongue is just tying itself. But the kings found out about their treachery and caught them before they could make their escape. The king and had his wife brutally beaten to death. Jesus Christ. Beaten to death while her lover was made to watch, and then he was subjugated to the worst punishment imaginable, being burned alive. But with incantations upon his sarcophagus that would prevent his suffocation, so that he suffered for as long as possible before his eventual death. The sarcophagus was buried in a crypt deep beneath the castle and sealed off with bricks inscribed with runes, warning against its exhumation. The king was eventually overthrown and his castle reduced to rubble, but the old crypt remained, and over time filled with water, becoming a natural well. Many a century later, the city of Kara was built over those lands, and the Hammerite Chapel and Foundry now sits atop the exact location of the flooded crypt, making use of the water from within. What happened during the construction of the Foundry? Did they discover the sarcophagus? Was the sarcophagus removed? Do the remains of the disgraced high priest still lay undisturbed? Maybe we will never know, except we all know. Oops. I need to use the privy. Don't worry. Me, the Master Thief Garrett, knows how to use the privy. How do you use the 3 seashells? I don't understand. Alright. Well, now that we've used the privy, I think we should stop here. And then we'll come back later and steal everything else that's not nailed down. Where am I putting it if I put everything that I have, beyond my lockpicks, in the box outside? Never mind. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed my nonsense.
Brother.
If you did, a like, comment, subscribing, and hitting that bell icon would be greatly appreciated. This has been Boylag, signing off.